Hello everybody and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is our Games of 2022 speedrun celebration, and we are ending off the night with the hottest speed game of 2022. We are here with Amok Runner. I will hand it over to the runner in commentary and they can introduce themselves.
Awesome, thank you so much. Hi everybody, my name is Captain Ezekiel, and with me on the comms is Catlink.
Hello.
Awesome. So we're running.
Hi.
We're running the greatest game ever.
This game. Yeah. This amazing game. Yeah. If you haven't heard about this game, first and foremost, can I see the game?
Yes.
First and foremost, yeah, a lot of you have probably already heard there's a $10,000 bounty on this game right now, and that's why everybody is running this right now, them and their moms and everybody. It is quite something. You're in for a wild ride of nonsense and silliness, so prepare.
Yeah, no exaggeration of that. We have before we get started, we have Moist Critical to thank for putting up the bounty for this game.
Big shout
outs to Charlie for providing $10,000 to whoever has the fastest time after 2 weeks, which it has 10 more days. So keep your eye on that competition. But we're gonna get the run started. This game is done on easy mode. So I'll give you a countdown as soon as I hit easy here. So it'll be 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. So here we are playing Amok Runner. If you're not sure what this game is about, congratulations. No one else is either. We're all winging it.
Yeah, this game came out in about November, and nobody had heard about it until literally a week ago. So
I actually had to Google what the plot was because I couldn't figure it out. Yeah. I skipped everything.
It's about a book, I think.
Yeah, this game is based off of a book, which covers it. The game is very obviously a passion project of the dev, but the game is loosely based off of a book, and it kind of conveys the story of the book, sort of, to the best of its ability, I would say. But the game is it's short. It's about 30 minutes. There's a little bit of tech, a little bit of not really sequence breaking. There are some bigger skips that we won't be doing because of FPS dependency. So we're gonna take a little bit more of a vanilla route, but we do use some small sequence and dialogue breaks if I can hit them. Of course, if I can't, then we unfortunately sit and we get to listen to someone named Linda talk.
Oh, Linda, she's fabulous. So fabulous. We love her very much, right?
We love Linda.
She just loves to talk.
Yeah, so we have to hit certain triggers for this part to proceed, which is hitting 2 notes in this room and hitting a 3rd note out here, and then we hear a very great dialogue line.
In this town?
A lady in this town?
There's a lot of those here. You're gonna hear a lot of strange dialogue that doesn't really make sense, but it adds to the charm. What I'm gonna try to do here, now this is harder since the game, the mods of the game implemented a 60 FPS cap for the game. It's a little bit harder. It's called Linda Skip, where essentially I'm gonna line myself up and stop my momentum with this door. Wait for a certain line for Linda to say. I'm waiting for her to finish the word hermit, and I'm going to try to go in and out of the room and trigger the door to close and get out before it closes. Kind of hard, kind of inconsistent, but I'm going to try to do it and hope I hit it.
All aside.
Best of luck. Yeah, this is a very, very hard skip to do.
Like a hermit.
All right, we do wait for an audio cue, so when she says hermit, we can go out the door just like that. And yeah, Zeke made it look extremely easy there, but I assure you, the amount of retries we have done just on this door.
Yeah,
I can't even do that setup. I have to do the other one.
Yeah,
I still can't do it consistently.
That setup has gone through a bit of changes, and it's currently gone through another change that's being used because it's a little bit more consistent with the 60 FPS. But shout outs to Spicy TV, current record holder, who made that skip a reality, and also shout out to 7RD for making it a little bit easier with that lineup. But now we're on a bike, if you want to call it that.
I love his animation of his little he's got a little butt wiggle in the shoulders and everything.
Yeah, it's like a little jaunt, but on the bike. This bike is certainly interesting. Actually, we at the beginning a few days ago when we all started running this, we were convinced the bike was slower because if you hit any bumps, any incline, anything, the bike slows down horribly. It's really bad. So I'm taking specific lines to go over little indents in the ground that allow me to keep myself from tipping over at all. It's slowing down just horrendously. So that's why I'm going in certain ways instead of like a straight line.
Yeah, there has been a lot of, if you've been keeping up to date with this run, there has been all sorts of things just being found left and right. Like, right now, there's bike flinging. So instead of taking the route that Zeke took, we would fling the bike all the way from where we started, all the way to the train station, basically flying the character model over to the checkpoint. It's kind of wild, but it's at the moment is very inconsistent in getting it, so we're just going with the normal route.
Yeah, to do like the flinging, basically the way it works logically is that we basically will park the bike somewhere and put our character in a spot where he would get off it and be stuck between two different things that can move. And if you pause buffer, or rather map buffer, you can launch yourself and launch vehicles incredible distances, which is kind of how the game is currently being broken open right now. It's not marathon friendly because messing it up you can cause the bike to go very far or fly away and you'll be without it. You can also cause the car that we're going to get later to go into the stratosphere, and you don't want that. You're going to be walking around the whole time. So for marathon reasons,
you can get stuck out of bounds.
Yeah, you would do it. You would reset over it in speedruns. That's what they do in the run. Resetting is significantly better, obviously, but doing it in a marathon it's not the move. But now we're actually
back to Linda.
Right back to Linda. Right now we're actually skipping an interaction that would normally trigger over there by that shack, where you run towards the shack, a cutscene would play, and an enemy would spawn. You're going to love the enemies in this game. If you haven't seen or heard of this game yet, you're going to love the enemies and the dialogue that's going to show up. So we skip one.
Oh boy, yeah.
Doing this line.
Yes, so the trigger, we're basically just going around a huge trigger box to avoid a specific enemy, because otherwise he would attack us, and the enemies like to stick to you like glue. Nobody likes that. So we found a way to go around the trigger box to get to our house, so we don't have to go into a shack and wait about, 30 seconds to get out?
Yeah.
It's a lot nicer. It's easier to deal with, and we don't have to get them stuck into a fence or anything like that.
Yeah, there was a skip found for it where you can, kind of like what we did with Linda when we went in and out of a room, but imagine doing that with an enemy chasing you and hitting you. It's horrible. And now we are in what I can only imagine cannot legally be qualified to be a car. This thing is so slow and controls so poorly that it's actually hard to get from point A to point B without causing a problem. As you can see, there's also pedestrians everywhere and vehicles everywhere. There is a limit. A lot of people don't know this. You can only run over like 4 people, and the game will game over if you run over 4 people. It gives you a warning that says you killed too many people. An unacceptable amount of people is what it says, which basically means there is an acceptable amount.
Yeah, you can only do one or 2 people. It's fine. Anything more than that, no.
Yeah, that took a little.
Yeah, thankfully.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, thankfully, a lot of the enemy, or not the enemy. Sorry, a lot of the pedestrians. Sorry, they're very good at dodging the car.
Yeah, they'll sidestep to the direction of the car that they're on the side of. Oh, easy, partner.
Whoa! Okay, whoa.
That's my fault for running into the tree.
It's very easy for the cars to just hit you, and when they hit you, you full stop, and it's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, the car has wonky physics, and like that tree that I just hit, I took one little sharp return and overcompensated, went right into the tree. Happens to the best of us, but the car is hard. That's the hardest part of the game. And also, we have this puzzle here. The puzzles are, for the most part, pretty responsive. Some of them are RNG, some are not RNG. You'll see a couple of those coming up in a second. But yeah, this puzzle is just one I have to kind of mash on and just move the boxes out of the way so we can drive through.
Yeah, this one is about a minute long. It's the longest puzzle in the game. Thankfully, it's right at the start, and it's not too bad. It's mostly just a lot of mashing. It takes about 13 moves to do the fastest possible solution.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. But as you can see, the crane is painfully slow.
not very fast.
It's a lot of it's not very fast, so you just kind of have to sit through it. But again, it's not too bad. It's set in stone. You just do it and get it over with.
Yeah, it's this puzzle's pretty straightforward. The hardest part comes after it when we go into the house. Basically, our objective here is to go into this house, figure out what happened with the Nicholson family for reasons we don't quite know. This game basically just sends you around and tells you to start breaking, entering a bunch of buildings, and we just kind of do it. The game just kind of tells us to. I'm gonna do a retry here.
I must go see Nicholson. Yeah, so the retry here, we want to make sure that we're on the right side of there, because if we don't retry at the right side, the car will park itself in the middle of those two poles, and effectively it just won't let you in the car. It's not great. It's essentially an instant reset if you get that.
Hidden between the
There you go. First RNG puzzle of the game, which are always going to be the same numbers and letters. It's never anything different. It's always NEFO or some combination of those letters. So thankfully, we don't have to remember different letters into different numbers. It's kind of tedious, but thankfully, it's a little consistent with
Yeah,
that.
the letters to number ratio will always be F will always be 1, N will always be 8, E will always be 6, and the fourth one will always be 5. So it's whatever that order is. You can technically do it without actually interacting with that sign, but my eyesight's not that good, so we interact with the sign. And now we get
Yo, I feel
this
that.
beautiful, beautiful line.
I know you're here.
It's so good. A lot of the voice acting in this game, we believe, was done with a minimal amount of voice actors, and voice changers is basically what was used. As you can see, we kind of have to wait for this to come down. These guys are super blind. I could hide in that corner, but it makes no real difference.
Also, if they spot you in that corner, because there's a little cubby you can hide in, but sometimes they'll spot you, and when they spot you, they basically body block you and you can't get out.
It's painful.
So you just kind of have to accept the death.
Yeah, these guys are like, they're brutal, and you can like kind of dodge spam them a little bit, but when there's two of them hitting you, you're just kind of doomed. And yeah, we just don't mess with them. They're pretty easy. Just wait out. Take this ladder or stairs, according to the text at the top left. Takes so long.
I still find it hilarious that you can literally just circle around the pool table and they just can't see you, even though your head's clearly popping out from the top. Their vision cone is quite small.
Yeah, this puzzle here,
all right, RNG
is just a series of inputs. It should be 7 moves, but it's really responsive and it's best to do it as fast as we possibly can.
Oh yes, this one is an RNG. I keep forgetting. I keep getting them confused a bit. But yeah, this one just has a very specific set. The solution to this puzzle is really hard to understand because in another room, there's a bunch of names on a wall, and you have to figure out which one's which.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, who's the daughter? Who's the granddaughter? Or who's the grandparent? And stuff like that. So personally, I just looked up the solution.
Yeah, that solution was
like,
just so awful. You had to just guess, really.
Yeah, it's a lot of guesswork.
I looked up. I just had a guide with every solution. I'm not gonna lie.
Nope. Hey, you're not alone.
Yeah, no.
All right, now we have the.
We're gonna be doing a retry here.
This one
never mind,
for RTA. You could do a retry for RTA, but
yes. Yeah, this game is timed in RTA and in-game time, essentially without loads. So there's some retries that we'll do that help for RTA that don't help for in-game time. So yeah, we're not going to be doing a few of the retries. And look, the car is parked in the right spot so we can get in. Let's go!
Yeah. So the combat sections are kind of interesting in this game. They're very wonky and they're super weird because the AI is really inconsistent. And the worst part is the enemies have just enough health where 3 body shots won't always kill. Sometimes you need to throw a headshot in. And they can be really bad. The worst part of it is coming up in a fight here in a few moments. We basically finished that area, killed those 2 awesome guys with their super sick dialogues where they just yell random words with a different voice change. So they're great. But we're gonna basically take a route straight to the mansion. There's a route you can do going around these buildings that I'm not doing because of 60 FPS ladder issues. So basically, a thing about this game you should know. Holy hell, there's so many people on the road today. At uncapped FPS, when you're pushing higher in like the 120s to 140s, you can kind of drive through anything, fences, mailboxes. It doesn't really stop you or matter. But when you drop your FPS down to 60, which is now the current cap in order to like run the game competitively, you don't do that anymore. And instead they stop you really hard. Like everything is made out of cement, essentially. So we're going to do something called map buffering later after Mansion to let us do them. And you'll kind of see what I mean by that when we get there. Why are there so many people on the road?
There are a lot of cars on the road. Oh my god.
Goodness. All right.
Yeah, it was really nice when you were able to just drive through the fences. You can literally drive through almost anything, and it would just crumble before you. It's almost like you didn't even run through anything. It just instantly falls apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Zeke said, with the competitive nature of the run, 60 FPS just seems to be a better strat, especially with the car flinging, the bike flinging. It just makes it a little bit more competitively even.
Yeah, because the way it changes is the higher FPS you have, the more consistently you'll fly and further you'll fly with flinging. So actually, the fastest way to stop in this game is actually to just crash. So we're going to do that a few times. And now we start a combat section, which has 4 enemies, which is very questionable. We want to kill everything in 3 shots if we can. That's not a good start.
Yeah, so these guys can either take 3 bullets or about 4 bullets, depending on where you hit them. If you don't hit them in the head, obviously you get the lesser damage. But we want to make sure that we're in front of this door so we can go head off to the next puzzle.
And the main character loves to yell "die" in like the most like
he
cheesy
loves
way
it.
possible.
I need to get them
Die! Die, comrade. Yeah, so this puzzle here is also set in stone. There's a specific way you got to do it. Pretty simple. It's just align the planets, and then you're done. You can get the key. Very silly, weird puzzle to have for your house, but what do I know?
Yeah, it's definitely strange. Casually, that puzzle drove me insane because it was so unnecessarily hard. And then after like a day, we immediately figured out how to like bring it down to like a few inputs, and then even further after that, we brought it down even further. So it's a lot easier now. Very simple button presses to get that one done. But now this puzzle is when the RNG puzzles kind of start happening. This is a Morse code puzzle, so I have to listen to the code, and then we'll go upstairs and use it.
We're gonna have some silence. 2,
6,
6,
1.
1, 2, 6, 1. 2, 6, 1. Not the best code, but it's also not the worst.
It could be worse, but 2, 6, 1 is pretty unfortunate for the most part.
I guess it'll open.
Yeah, because you have to go all the way around to 6 and then all the way back, and it's kind of just way more turns than necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we're going to get the rope and we're going to put it onto a statue because for some reason we have to... This confused the heck out of me. So you got to do all this nonsense, put the rope on the statue, put the rope down the balcony, grab the rope, put it to the door, push the statue, and get out. When there's a door that you came through that you can just leave.
No. We have to
understand this either.
Yeah, we have to. It's very important for the lore that we use the front door, guys.
We have to use the front door.
Have either of you ever gotten embodied by the statue?
I have. I learned to move my camera to the side so that it pushes the statue away from the stairs. Most of the time it'll like land and clip in the wall, but yeah, that statue can land perfectly to not allow you down that side of the stairs. It's painful. But if I had to say there was one perfect thing about this game, it is this voice actor.
Please, don't ask questions and just get in the car. Oh,
wait, the car's not loaded.
Oh no, the car's not loaded.
Is this?
Oh no.
What is this? Hello? What is this?
What is this?
What? Am I really expected to stripe this right now?
Good luck!
Oh no,
I could do a retry, but I kind of want to see if I can do this.
You know what? This just goes to show how jank of a game we're dealing with here. You know, shout outs to the developer for being so kind to not update the game while this is all going on. But man, it's hilarious when these sort of things happen.
I can't see where the front of the car is, so I'm just map buffering really far in advance. Yeah, that's the map buffering where we're opening up the map to go through. Why is this happening? I don't understand why this is happening. But I've never had this happen, nor have I had seen any runner.
I've never even had this happen. This is super new. What the heck?
Never seen anything like this. What the hell?
Yeah.
This is perfect, honestly.
Also, the NPC's dialogue is not working. You can't even hear the amazing voice lines because the NPC's dialogue is broken. I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm kind of just winging it right now at this point. You know as I do. right now. So we're trying to go to
Oh wait,
Chinatown.
wait, is he completely
Yeah, he's
muted too?
completely
No,
silent.
the best
Yeah.
voice lines.
Yeah.
How am I going to get across this bridge without... There's no way I'm getting across this without crashing at least
Yeah.
once.
This is, oh my god.
I'm impressed you got as far
Turn
as you
right.
did, to be honest.
Yeah, we're...
Turn left.
Yeah, this
Oh.
kid has the best voice lines. He's like, she went to that abandoned clinic in
That
that
spooky neighborhood.
Yeah.
Definitely my favorite voice lines by far. I don't remember who voice acted this kid, but my goodness, amazing.
Part of me wants to believe it's the same person doing all the other male voice lines, but he just like,
Oh,
I'm
probably.
gonna try to do a crash and get out of the car, dude. What is happening?
Oh, whoa! Whoa!
What?
No!
What?
What is happening?
Hello?
We need to hurry.
Oh, he's back!
We're gonna do that section again,
Tell
guys.
me what's happening here.
Oh, but maybe we actually get the voice acting this time.
That's,
Or else it might be too late.
guys, this game is awesome.
Oh my!
It's so fun.
That was. I think the streets were also like super empty. I don't think anything was loaded in.
I don't even.
I was very curious on where that was going to go because that's never happened before, which is perfect for GDQ, obviously. That's never happened before, of course, but like that was just perfect.
Beginning.
My favorite part about that is the runners watching, the spicy watch this going like, can that be used? Can we do something with
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, probably. New tech, let's go.
He's about to die.
Oh, and
Yeah,
there's
the,
that's what we're talking about with the 60 FPS.
Come on, car, you can do it.
He told me you went after the lady.
Oh my goodness.
God. Well, in all fairness, guys, not my fault. The game broke.
We can all accept that at this point,
Yeah.
right?
That was not me. If we go over, that's not my problem.
Oh. The spooky neighborhood. Yeah, there we go.
Now we get the good voice lines, where he says "turn left" and "turn right." He sounds so like so worried about you turning left or
He
right.
sounds terrified for his life. Oh my goodness.
I have to at least
that was
redeem myself
perfection.
on the bridge if I can. Like I got to get something out of this because that was the worst thing.
Oh yeah, I was thinking it was just gonna let you through, or it was either gonna break somehow.
It's very interesting. The strat I was trying to use was get out of the car to trigger a cutscene and skip me getting out of the car. However, I skipped getting existing. Apparently, actually.
I think it was trying to reload you back to where you started.
Yeah, I think
Or
my model was
something?
stuck over at the mansion. Because that happens when like your model teleports. Is like if it gets stuck somewhere, you're gonna go back to wherever the character model is.
Yeah, and unfortunately that puts you, as you saw, out of bounds, and that leads to no good.
That was certainly
Okay.
Fall for like a minute and then die.
that was certainly
Yeah.
something. We're just gonna drive into this one, guys. We're gonna take this one a little slow here. Just in case.
Imagine it warps
Yeah.
you back again. Oh god.
Oh my god. Well, now we're in Chinatown. So the objective here is we're coming to find Linda. This is her assistant. We piece this information together somehow with no context. Actually, the main character says that's her assistant because he just knows, I guess. We are going to follow him to another combat section and to where Linda is, and we're gonna do a little puzzle too, which is another non-RNG puzzle.
Oysters have arrived just now.
Yeah, this puzzle is literally just 3, 1, and then 2, pretty much. It's pretty simple. Pretty easy to get through. Hello,
She calls us handsome. It's the best NPC in the whole game.
We get offered fish and get called handsome. What a great day. All right, so 5 on 3, 5 on 1, and then the rest on 2.
This
Easy
game
peasy.
is a button masher, surprisingly. You
Oh,
mash
yeah.
your spacebar a lot.
My hands were hurting.
Over there.
I'm a filthy controller
Open the door!
player, which makes it even
Open
worse
the
because
door!
you have to mash other buttons.
Open the door!
One short.
Open it!
The grayscale.
I love how there's a death cam.
Yeah, there's a death cam in this game. You can kind of avoid it if they die close to you. Also, here's Linda.
We need to go to the hospital.
Hi, Linda. Bye, Linda. All right.
No.
So we got 3.
No.
3.
I'd rather die.
7, 3. We're just gonna kind of let Linda sit there and
7,
die.
3.
Nobody should know.
Yeah, so the idea of this is that we're trying to save her, but we need to go get morphine.
This is an awful puzzle. 736.
Oh, that is an awful code.
Or 763,
Oh
rather.
god, yeah, that was
Nobody will know.
763. Yeah.
Here's my lore question. Who opened the door?
Wait, that's a good question.
I don't know.
Linda
Who opened it?
back in bed.
Huh?
Medicine cabinet is locked.
Yeah, so basically we're trying to get the morphine so we can save her life, but unfortunately she
Reason.
dies while we're getting the morphine, I guess. We don't get to listen to the best soundtrack choice.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have to mute the music for this to save 20 seconds on this scene right here. Usually there's music going da-da-da, da-da-da-da.
It's really dramatic. It actually really sells the scene. Trust me, guys. You really start to feel the heartstrings get pulled and the emotion really come out because Linda, that character we knew for about, 20 minutes now, died. Sad. Really depressing.
I know that I've kept you waiting, Doctor.
Unfortunate, really.
This doctor is going to be mean to us, so we're just going to leave this office. So basically, if you haven't been able to follow the game so far, don't worry. Neither have I.
Yeah. This is
Yeah, same.
Yeah, basically, we met Linda. Linda got mad, and now Linda's dead, and it's our fault. So we're going to go, and our character is horribly distraught about the character he's known for 10 minutes, has now died.
Sorry.
He's like going to lose it in a moment, and he's going to leave the whole city because this woman's dead now. This ties loosely to the book. You might have to read it to really grasp the full story, but yeah, the only lady in town has died, essentially, and that is horrible. That's tragic.
Quote unquote only lady, even though there's ladies everywhere. There was even a lady downstairs in his
We don't
office.
trust this red car ever. So we're all aware that red car.
Oh, that red car is
yeah, that
danger.
red car messes around. I don't know what he's doing.
Years.
He's trying to till some land on leaves and grass. That's not quite how that works. But
In this house, in this town, in this world.
So yeah, right now we're trying to get our Oceania ticket and get into our car and get out of here. But some things go awry.
yeah. So if you thought
Or sorry, some things go amok.
yes, some things do go amok, yeah. If you thought, man, this game is really missing a GTA style car chase mode, you are in luck. We are about to do that. Why is my car floating?
what is going on in your run?
Okay, well, we're gonna pretend that didn't just happen. And now we're gonna do a chase which essentially requires me to not stop. It's the most punishing thing in the planet, is this chase. If I mess it up at all, which I might, it might be a fun night, we're gonna get owned. The cops do not miss, ever. We're trying not to
Yeah,
wreck.
there is a specific route the game wants you to take, and you do have to do some of the route, but there are ways to get around certain areas.
Oh.
If you bump into things in this run, like in this chase here, it is very easy for the cop behind you to just one-shot you and done.
I should have died there.
It is so frustrating when it happens because sometimes you just slow down a little bit too much,
I should be
and
dead
the game
for sure. Like,
you
I
should have
be
been,
dead.
but you got lucky.
I can't believe you didn't die. I've died for less.
Oh, me too. Like, I've done it just for like accidentally like taking like a little bit of a turn and like, oh, that was a little slow, and then I
Yeah.
get shot by the snipers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even Spicy is questioning how you're alive right now.
It's it's a little strange, but I'm kind of built a little different. I kind of drive invisible cars.
Oh yeah, it's just a specialty, the Zeke
Yeah, no
specialty.
worries, guys. Easy peasy. And that's the chase. The chase used to be actually much worse, because
Oh,
we
yeah.
would have to go the whole route when we were first like figuring it out, and it was awful. But now we're gonna run away from cops, and we're just gonna get shot, and there's nothing we can really do about it.
Yeah, so basically we're just running and we're just going to take a specific route to just obviously get to the cemetery or the end of the cemetery as fast as possible. But yeah, the cop has just some crazy aim. I'm pretty sure it's like, as you can see, just an aim bot going on here.
Yeah, these guys are actually cheating. It's like crazy. Thankfully, you don't run any slower in the caution status there, and on easy, you heal really fast. I don't know if you heal that fast in other difficulties, but we just auto regen the health back up, and we're taking some lines here. We're actually going to clip through some sort of terrain that the developer did not put collision on to kind of skip a cutscene, which is sad because the cutscene has a great line voiced by someone who looks like Shrek, but we're just going to run around here and get away from it.
Attack!
Yeah, it's this horrible, like, really, really, like, deep, like, voice changered attack. It's so so strange, but we're gonna fight him actually in a moment, and hopefully the idea is that we shoot him a whole bunch and we dodge every cleaver, and if it goes really well, we don't get hit and that's fine, then we end the fight. But you're gonna hear some voice lines. I'm going to let this cutscene play because there's no reason to do the checkpoint retry since RTA doesn't really save.
Yep. Oh, Shrek.
I think I have to do it actually if I skip the.
Oh.
I think you have to do it if you skip
so,
that
yeah.
first cutscene. Yeah.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Yeah, so this guy is basically, you just want to shoot till your clip is done, reload, and dodge. The dodge here is, it has a little bit of a timing, but if you like slightly delay it as soon as he hits it, or as soon as he throws it, you should be more than fine and should always dodge it. But this game is this game, and it gets a little weird sometimes. It doesn't let you. Or it just hits you for no reason. Found you. But yeah, you don't want them to get close to you because, like I said earlier, the enemies will glue to you like crazy, and you do not want him to really hit you because, yeah.
Easy peasy.
There you go. Wow, you did that pretty good.
Yeah, we're gonna try to skip this little cutscene. There we go. So basically, if you walk to that line, see how the screen's fuzzy and stuff, you get what's like what they call them like migraines or the flashbacks or something like that. But basically, if you time looking at the ship with the dialogue prompt, it will cancel that animation. Saves about 2 to 3 seconds. Can't do it for this one, unfortunately.
Yeah. The only one you can't do. Don't you hate it when you have radio signals going haywire in your head?
Yeah.
It's awful.
What is this guy doing? Hey,
Whoa!
what are they doing?
You're going
What
up.
the heck?
Whoa! What is going on with your game right now, man?
They got shooters out here. They're trying to sabotage the run.
Clearly, holy.
So yeah, basically we're coming up at the end of the game, and everything kind of happened. This was all a flashback. So we're gonna do a retry to put us back on the ship, and we're basically still sitting here talking to this guy who originally didn't want to talk to us in the first place. And we're gonna skip all the dialogue.
Apologies.
Because even indie developers remember to put in cutscene skips in their games, guys. So I don't know.
I have to go.
At least they let you skip the dialogue for the most part.
Yeah, you gotta respect it. I love having cutscene skips to dialogue skips. But now we're gonna go down here and grab a valve and trigger another little flashback. And what this is gonna do is essentially start the trigger to the end of the game where we go through this flashback, which will make absolutely no sense at all, in case you're wondering. It really doesn't make any sense. No matter how much you try to actually pay attention to the game, this doesn't make any sense at all. We're just gonna walk for a minute.
Yes. I do believe we're not going to be doing moist skip, mostly because, unfortunately, on 60 FPS, it's a lot harder to do.
Yeah, the moist skip is significantly more inconsistent on 60 FPS, like tremendously so, that even like current world record doesn't do it because of its noticeable inconsistency. If I had uncapped FPS, I would do it, but to explain what moist skip is, there's a set of stairs on the top of the ship that once you have the valve, you can run into, which will essentially clip you up into the stairs, into their hitbox, and you can run around the edge, and what you can do with that is you can run around, you skip going underneath the ship to get to the coffin. It's about 6 seconds faster than doing it normally. However, with the inconsistency in 60 FPS, it becomes more of a coin flip time save, because if you don't get the clip on the first try, you're already losing time, essentially.
The coffin.
So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, we can't do it.
You wanted to have an autopsy.
Unlike, usually a lot of us will get, well, personally myself, it's like 300 to 400 FPS. And with about that much FPS, you instantly clip to the top. It's just insanely easy the higher the FPS, but because of the 60 lock, it's just not worth doing.
Here.
Yeah, if I was playing on uncapped, I would certainly do it because I could pretty much get it all the time on an uncapped, but we're just not doing it. But this is the end of the game. We're going to push this coffin into the ocean because reasons I don't have time to explain because the game is ending. You can essentially stop time as soon as we hit first person, which would be right
And time.
Thank you. Moist Skip was named after Moist Critical, who originally found the skip.
Woman's secret
And yeah, he
belongs to me.
essentially
Yeah,
called it that.
we thought that skip was going to be the end of this run. We didn't think we were actually going to have to play the game until we
But
found
we
out
did.
that skip doesn't lead to anything at the beginning until you reach the very end and you get out of that little flashback cutscene.
Yeah. It's definitely it definitely would have been nice, but unfortunately we had to drive an invisible car.
You got robbed out of a really good time because of that.
Yeah, it was a pretty good run for the most part. Outside of, we hit the disc at first try, and we didn't really die. I mean, a couple of combat sections went a little awry, but that's kind of how this game goes. The car being invisible was certainly an experience. I hope you guys who are runners have fun looking into that if you want to. Godspeed. I'm not doing it. But thank you, GDQ, for having me on. I really appreciate you guys letting me come on and run this game. Shout outs obviously to my commentator, Kat, for doing a great job. Always appreciate having you on.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. This was a wild ride. Oh my goodness! The next week is going to be something. Watching how low the time gets. I think current world record is 28 minutes flat by Spicy.
Yes. The current bounty is still going on, guys, for 10 days. So obviously, shout outs to Charlie Moist Critical for putting on the bounty, which brought the game to light. Obviously, we probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. Keep an eye on that bounty. Currently, Spicy TV is winning as far as from what I understand. Spicy is the fastest, so keep an eye on him. People like Distortion, Ouija, Zach, these people who are actively running the game, see who's going to win. There's a lot of contention, so best luck to those runners, and play this game if you want. I say it's certainly an experience you should definitely be forced to experience at some point, because I had to. Thank you again, guys. I really appreciate it. Oh, and also, you can catch me at twitch.tv/captain_Ezekiel. I primarily am a Resident Evil speedrunner and record holder. Those are my specialty. Not necessarily games like this. And you can also catch Kat, also the same, big speedrunner, content creator at twitch.tv/catlink.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. And thanks again for having me on. I really appreciate it. I was not expecting to do a muck commentary today, but here we are.
I don't think anybody was.
Yeah.
A little last minute, but we made it happen.
Thank you both so much for making this happen last minute. This was, most of the world didn't know about this game until like 4 days ago. So to say that it's been a very recent addition is an understatement. But thank you both so much for being on, for showing off this game. An amazing run and excellent commentary. So thank you both so much. Do either of you have anything else you'd like to say before we end the show?
No, I think
I think that's it. Good luck. Shout outs to Spicy. Spicy, you're gonna win it.
Good luck, gamers.
Yeah, Spicy, you're gonna win. I believe in you.
Let's go, Spicy.
Spicy is looking great for it, so I have no doubt that Spicy will be very close, if not the winner.
Very different. I'll tell you that.
Every morning I wake up and Spicy is in first or in like very close to first. So, with all that said, this is the end of the show. This has been our 2 days of GDQ 2020 or GDQ of Speedruns of 2022. Thank you so much to everybody who participated. Thank you to everybody who watched. That will be all for tonight. We do have one more show tomorrow. It is the Bargain Bin. We have a few more shows this week before AGDQ, but that is coming up at the end of this week, so be sure to tune in for that. With all that said, take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.